I think for a guy though, to piggyback on what she said, it's more okay. Like it's more acceptable when a guy's not ready at 20 than when a woman is not ready at 20 because for the
what happened? I don't know. I was looking at you. So I don't know
what's going on. Did I miss something?
Yo, something about this green couch. I ain't shit.
What's up?
I didn't even say anything. Go ahead.
Anyways,
the mic away.
Before I was rudely interrupted. So the things that girls look in a man, like women look in a man, takes time to build. Status, maturity, being able to lead, all of these qualities. So for women, the things that we look in you is you don't need the experience that you're looking for. We want beauty, submission,
he's going
fertility.
Crazy.
We want you to be able to give me babies.
Yeah, I hear him.
Yeah, and the older you get, the uglier you get. Generally speaking.
Okay.
Right? Like age it doesn't mean that a 30-year-old can't be cute or can't, have kids or anything. That's not what we're talking about.
Like fine wine. So.
No, yeah, I don't.
I'm meant to be 36 and I look like 20 something. My mom is in her 60s and still look
and you
young.
look good, but you cannot tell me that you are better now.
Yeah, I am. I'm like vintage vagina now.
She not playing around. She not playing around.
That's crazy.
She got the body T and all that.
But I don't feel like females are ready at 20 because there's still things that we have to work on as women in order to be the woman.
Give me three things.
Mentally, we're not always there. Of course, they say we advance a little bit more than guys, but we're not always there.
Okay.
We're not always
like
there.
emotionally.
We're worried about our bodies. We're worried about what other people think. There's so much things that we have to grow as women in order to get to where we are and be ready for a man.
Okay, that's
I feel like I take after like a little bit of my mom and my stepmom when it comes to mimicking like certain things and aspects that a woman should have in order to, give that to their children, like their daughters, and be that a wife or a husband.
I think to that, if you have a good man that already has that experience and he's stoic enough and, he's a good leader. Stoic enough, yeah.
He ain't trying to play.
I think that you don't need to think that much.
Yeah, you do. Because first of all, I wouldn't want, if I was a male, and correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, I wouldn't want any type of female who can't supply and do anything from like without a man. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent.
I agree with her.
Because like, Lord forbid, my husband, there's a situation where he's no longer able to. I don't want him to be like, well, I've been relying on him and whatever. No, I need to
and she will
step
leave
in
you
that.
because of that.
Exactly. I need to put myself in that position so I can.
Yeah, I agree with her just because, like I said earlier, I like arguing, and the reason for that. Not the reason for that is because I like a woman that has an opinion. I like a woman that can be like, nah, nigga, you out of your mind. Like,
but I didn't say that she can't have an opinion.
I mean, you implied it.
No, I didn't say. No, I didn't say. But what I'm saying is that she said because she's saying.
What Myke is saying is that get her young enough where her opinion is your opinion.
Matter, right?
No, not even. Not even. You can have your opinion.
Because what Lori's saying is that she wants time to even gain her opinion. She don't even have an opinion on things.
Yeah, but by time in this case, she means all right. To get her opinion, what does she has to do? She has to date other men.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is not something that's not a plus for her.
It can
is
be.
a plus, yeah.
Bro, there's a lot of, for example.
Yeah, I mean, it's my worldview, but like, it's not a plus. The more body you add, the more like all of that, right?
Bro,
like
all that
experience.
Societal stuff.
Oh, he's
it
not.
Doesn't necessarily have to be body. It's what like I
well,
can
she has to deal with men. Right?
I can honestly say people that I thought that I would be with in my 20s. At 36, like I know they wouldn't be for me now because I've gotten to grown. I've done school. I've done all these things where like I'm like now I know what type of man I want. That man wouldn't have worked back then.
Yeah, but what did it take for you to know that what type of man you want?
I had to date, and it doesn't mean always be having
and do you
sex.
Think, give me a second. Pause right there. Do you think that the man is happy with you having to have had dated more to figure out what you wanted?
Absolutely, and I would hope they would. And that's, like I said, it doesn't have to be in a sexual experience. Like,
let me ask the gentleman over here.
Your question was, would the man that she ends up with be happy knowing that she had
I've
to
been
date?
dating.
Like happier? Like would it? like is a happier.
No,
like
no.
In a vacuum,
would be happy.
in a vacuum, obviously you want the girl that's only been with you.
Right.
No.
But he
Yeah,
knows
right.
that I've
Another
dated.
cock.
Like, you know what I mean? Not to say, not
I
to say
get
he's
you, I
going to
get
be
you.
happier, but he's going to be happy in the
that
sense
you
of that
are
I've grown.
complete.
And like I
Yeah.
took these things, like I feel
Because-
like every situation that you go to, like relationship that you go in, you should learn something from it.
Of course.
So that's what I mean. He'll be
Of course.
happier in the sense that I've learned.
I think the logic
from
is
it,
fair.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've had this issue with some women where it's like, damn, like let's say they're 30 or 35 or 33, 30, whatever. They're old enough, and I'm like, damn, they're still doing things that I feel like other men that she dated should have fixed by
like
now.
they didn't teach her, and I
Yeah,
get
like
that. But
she's
for me,
still-
that's where I'm speaking. Right, for me, that's where I feel like your parents come in. That's where your dad should have, like, a lot of the things that you learn should have been from.
But your,
We're not always going to get that from our
I know,
parents.
but
your dad would not,
I'm operating
your dad
from
can't see you in a relationship setting.
Setting, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you grew up, we're all a product of our environment, right? In the, best case scenario, you grew up with mom and dad. Dad has taught you a thing or two. You've also seen your parents' relationship. Like you learn a lot.
Yeah.
And like you see the example in your parents, and you also had the brothers to tell you, like, these type of men ain't shit. This is what happened. I get it, right? There's a level. I'm not saying zero necessarily, like zero experience, but I'm just saying it's not necessarily that the more experience you get, the better it is for you. Like it has like a cap where for a guy, I think the more experience he gets, and not just relationship, just in general, since we are expected to lead, we need more experience, and you want us to have more experience, so we would be better leaders.
And I agree. I just think that they need experience to identify a leader.
Right, exactly.
Let's rewind where I started, because you guys probably thinking I'm saying the wrong thing. I'm not against the experience. I'm not saying zero, but my argument was it is not the same for a guy at 20 and a girl for a 20. A guy at 20 has a little bit more of a pass because he needs more experience. Where for her, if you have to pick one to have less experience, which sex would it be?
The girl.
That's what I'm saying. That was my case.
Now, one thing about what Lori said, though, what I wanted to ask, especially E, is that she said she didn't know what she wanted or what she liked or what she didn't like. And I was kind of like, don't you just naturally know, like, when something you like presents itself, you like it? Let's say you like to be slapped, but if when you get slapped and you like it, you like it. Like, how can you, by dating, like, you'll find out if you like whatever he presents by just being with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to date other men to find out what you like or don't like? You know what I'm saying?
I'm weak.
Because she said that she didn't stay. She almost got married and she didn't stay because she wanted to figure out what she liked or didn't like and like experience this and that. And I'm just like, yo, he would have, if you would have just stayed with him, you would have eventually found out what you didn't like or do like by just being with him.
Well, I feel like it's kind of a different dynamic for me because I feel like when you're I'm gonna speak from my perspective. In my early 20s and being in college, you dating these guys, and most likely it ended in cheating. Always. And then, so of course, when you talk about the sexual aspect, like, didn't like or whatever, but all that aside, I feel like just mentally, we're so superficial as 20-year-olds that we think certain things is like,
the end all be.
that's what until you start dating someone else and you're like, oh, I didn't know, and you're exposed to more things, and then whatever happens in a relationship didn't work, and then it's just
because the dad, your dad is he's supposed to tell you a lot. Like Miguel's right, the dad is supposed to train you for these situations, but I won't say it's impossible, but it's hard for him to train you, or it's hard for you to stick to the training once you're in love, because you didn't learn the training while in love. He just taught you the shit. And you just like, all right, cool. I guess when I'm there, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Dad, thanks for letting me know.
But
once you get in it,
right, and we go off of what feels good at that time. Like, yeah, dad can tell you don't have sex, but then it feels good. Like, you know what I mean? So
then you can't get that from dad, right? So then when you get with dude and then niggas, like, men, especially at that age.
no niggas.
He was right.
Especially at that age, they're lying. They're not going to tell you.
Oh, yeah, it's game.
They're not going to tell you what's literally best for you as an individual.
Yeah.
No, they're going to tell you what's best for him and y'all.
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to get my shit off.
Right.
I'm trying to keep you
it's
around.
kind of like we have to kind of, in a sense, get burned in order to realize like that. So that's what I mean by like learning.
So sometimes when you meet the next guy, you're like, oh, X, Y, and Z. The last guy knew that too.
Yeah.
He just didn't.
He didn't apply.
He didn't apply.
But different guys be having different games. So what you
That's
think
true.
that you're when you go into a situation like, okay, I've built myself up. I know how to deal with that. But it'd be like something else.
Yes,
You're like, oh,
some
okay.
nigga come with a left hook. You never see it coming.
Yeah.
I do have a question though. Why do you guys think that it didn't take that long, back then, 100 years ago, for women to find their men?
Oh,
I can tell you that.
I don't think women were finding men back then.
No, I think it was convenience because you had to think about like
100
poverty
years
at
ago?
that time. No, I feel like at that time,
100
especially,
years
they
ago,
didn't
definitely.
mind. Well, I don't know about 100, but I'm saying like my grandmothers in them days, like they would be like my grandmother dropped out of school at 6th grade,
That's
and
good.
she married someone older and had all these
Had
kids.
his shit together.
But so sometimes like their family,
Convenience.
it's convenience, yeah.
So,
I don't
get
think
out
women
of a
had a choice.
situation.
but
They
are
had
we
a choice.
saying? But are
Or
we
the
saying
kid is
is
another-
that majority? Are we saying that's majority?
I would say so. If
Yeah,
you're
I
asking
mean,
me, 100 years ago?
100 years ago, yeah.
Women couldn't even vote. Like,
All right. Well, maybe not 100 years ago.
Yeah, they
but
couldn't.
Yeah, that's why I try to give you like a little.
yeah, a little. I get
nah,
it. I
the
get it.
further you go back in time, the less authority women had in their dating lives because it was more about convenience.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna judge women of today versus women of the past, it's a trick bag that a lot of
Yeah.
these, like, I'm not saying you're doing this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a trick bag that a lot of these, like, anti-women, pro-men groups do. Is like, oh yeah, man, like 50 years ago, I would have had a woman and she wouldn't have, like, I have to deal with all these new women that have opinions. It's just because those women had opinions too. It's just that in the grand scheme of things, they were thinking about survival.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
that men and women can survive individually,
Yeah.
women actually have a easier chance of, okay, I get to pick. This guy checks these boxes, but this nigga's alcoholic and this nigga looks like he can be abusive. Before it was like, this nigga's abusive and I'm getting
I'm just
abused.
gonna- yeah.
Yeah,
It
like
is
I got a
what it
place to live. I got some kids, and
Hopefully he doesn't do it.
Yeah,
Or
that's
just
it.
shut up and not get abused.
yeah, but now it's like, nah, the first hint of any, to me, honestly, what niggas are scared of is that now we gotta get our shit together.